I'm locked in, Kay. You locked in, brother? Come on, man.
I'm gonna try my best. Bro.
What you mean, try your best? Come on with it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I am professional.
You are professional. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we got a special guest today, my former coach,
Andre Thomas.
Yes, sir. And he's also the CEO of PaidDuesBasketball. How you doing today?
I'm great, man. Appreciate you.
So we got some questions for you today. You can answer them to the best of your ability.
All right.
As much detail as you can.
All right. All right.
So the first question we got is, how could you describe your community growing up?
How would I describe my community growing up? I feel like I was fortunate enough to grow up in multiple communities. I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan, but my mom went to college in Norfolk, Virginia, Norfolk State University, so I had the opportunity to grow up in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, and it's a very, very sports-driven area. Guys like Allen Iverson is from there. Alonzo Mourning actually went to the same high school I went to. I don't know if you know on the football side, but Percy Harvin, like there's some real Mike Vick is from down there. There's some super duper talent. So it's growing up, it was just trying to be competitive, trying to find the edge, and just having fun. It was a lot of fun down by the beach. So it was a lot to do.
How much of a struggle out of 1 out of 10 do you think it was growing up in your community?
It was, the adults were struggling, but as kids we were naive to that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you didn't. And then if your family is struggling, but you in the same community with other people as family is struggling, you don't know no better. It's just y'all just, you know what I'm saying? So there was definitely people. We was blessed. There was definitely people that was worse off than we were. But again, as a kid, my mindset wasn't on necessarily what I didn't have, because my mom always provided all of our needs. Okay. So that's good. The struggle per se, I'll just say we were average. Yeah.
Average. Okay. All right. Next question is, who inspired you the most as a young athlete?
That's a good question. That's a great question. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that before. That's crazy. Who inspired me the most as a young athlete? Wow, inspired me the most. My great uncle Larry Bicey, rest in peace. He passed away last year, but he's the reason why I wore the number 22. He's the reason why I wanted to have a name for myself in basketball, because he is a legend in his own right in the state of Michigan. He was very revolutionary and kind of before his time with his game, and I wanted to make him proud. So I would say he was the first person that I was inspired by as a young hooper. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
a good question.
What is something you wish you got told as a kid growing up?
That's good. Okay. Something I wish I got told as a kid. If you start the process now, you won't have to start it later in life.
Okay.
Right? So instead of waiting for all that time of waiting, if you just would have started that process, then whatever that process is, being disciplined, trying to become whatever, start the process now and don't wait.
Okay, that's real. That's real, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, when did you realize basketball was your passion?
I've always known. I've always known that. I was one of those kids that I had the hoop in the neighborhood, and my mom would get mad because like the little kids would come tell her, oh, Andre won't let me play on the hoop. No, because if you're not gonna play right and play serious, you're not playing on this hoop. No, hoopers play here only. But I was like 6 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, acting like that. So I've always been like.
So you always knew.
Play the right way.
Yeah,
play the right way. And I can't even say, I don't even remember who put that in me. I have no idea. I just always been like that. Like, either play, if y'all not playing, I don't want to play with y'all. Y'all can't play. It's my hoop. Oh, y'all can't play on my hoop with that.
Okay.
Yeah, you just throwing up. Y'all just no. So I feel like I've always been passionate about the game, and it's always been I moved a lot too, so I feel like it was always, every time being a new kid, if you got a basketball in your hand, people want to, they either want to see what's up, or if you the one with the hoop, it's can we come play with you? So that's how I met all my friends, is because I was always the new kid with the hoop. That's right. So yeah, that was my way to socialize.
What were some obstacles you had to face when it comes to basketball?
Moving a lot. So like moving city to city, state, back to Michigan to Virginia, back to Michigan, back to Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach, just moving, going to different schools, and always having to prove myself because people didn't know me. So it was always, I'm left out of the in crowd of people that, coaches, they done known them since they was 7 years old, and now we in middle school, but I'm brand new. So it was like, it was a lot of times I feel like I was overlooked because I was new, and I'm more reserved, soft spoken. So I had to like like I had to outplay people a lot. Like I always had to show that I'm better than him, and it was always because people, they want to go with what they comfortable with, and you don't know this dude from nothing. So I just always being new, and didn't have the advantage of that comfortability of knowing people and being comfortable. So that was hard, but I feel like it made me it built character, especially in, I guess, my coaching journey.
Okay. So about your brand, so what made you want to start basketball?
It was needed. One, I would say my biggest reason was that I needed somebody like who I am today when I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
If I would have had me when I was in the 8th grade, I think I would have been really, really good. But also, even outside of basketball, I think I would have been more mature and able to handle situations in life differently. So me seeing young dudes like yourself or Justice or whoever that I come across, I always try to approach y'all with like, I know y'all not me, but like, what kind of advice would I give myself at 16, at 18, at because that's what I got in this to do. But also, when I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, I was just watching kind of the landscape of high school basketball there and college basketball, and it was a lot of trainers, but not a lot of people that really wanted to invest in the whole person, like the whole person, because you're more than just an athlete. Y'all are people that deal with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's always been my goal is trying to invest in the entire person.
So for the people that don't know what PaidDuesBasketball is, can you give a brief little summary of what it is?
Paid Dues is my way of collectively, I would say, through myself and the people that's connected to it, just a reminder that it's always work to be done. It's the journey, it's the process. It's always dues to be paid. It's always a name to be. It's always something. You either gotta prove yourself. You get a new job. You go to a new situation. You gotta prove yourself again. And you're never done. Okay. So it's paid dues constantly. And I think having that mentality, having that approach, not only in my work, but for guys like yourself, it just helps you stay on edge, stay ready. And if you always know you got to stay ready, you got to sharpen. You got to get sharpened. That's where I like to help people stay sharp.
And to add on with that, where did the name come from? Like, did you have inspiration from the name from somebody? Or
yes. The name evolved over the years. I think it started off my very first name. I had business cards and everything. It was called like Eminent Athletics. Then it was something else after that. And there's a rapper I listen to that's from LA. His name is Merce, and you can actually kind of look like him low key. Look him up when you get to Murs.
Murs. Okay.
And he used to hold this festival out in California called the Paid Dues Festival. And when they asked him, I was watching the interview. They asked him what was where did it come from?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he didn't have people in hip hop that wanted to promote him or put him on. He couldn't go to a festival or he had to, just tag along with the OGs, and he'd be fortunate enough somebody let him open up for him. But he could never get on to as a rapper, especially out there, like being in festivals, that's how you can make a name for yourself. Yeah. You could sell some merch, you could whatever. So he created that, which he'll have, it doesn't exist anymore, but he would have the big name rappers there, which will bring the crowds, so that the young up and coming rappers could rap for them crowds too. Mm-hmm. And it kind of blend, the best of the both worlds. Like you might be here to hear YG, but you gonna also hear that. Yeah. And when that, it really resonated with me, because I felt like the same way in basketball. I've never had nobody that helped, work on my behalf or help me out, give me an opportunity. I always feel like I had to get mine out the mud. So I took that name and put basketball behind it and pay dues. It is what it is.
That's real.
So that's it.
So what would make you different from other trainers? If you could think of something that you see with other trainers, what they do with other professionals, because I know you train professionals. Yeah. So what would make you different from other trainers? If you could think of something.
I think why I care. So I tell people I'm not the trainer for everybody. If it's hard, because it's you can work with anybody, cool, of course, that's fine. But the way that I communicate with the people that I work with it's a real genuine relationship.
Okay.
So I actually care if you get this contract. I want you to get paid because I know your family. Yeah. I know you. You see what I'm saying? So and when you're that detailed with people and you invest that hard into people, you can't take on everybody. It's not enough time. Because I actually form relationships. So I think people appreciate that, and that is something I feel like makes me different. So guys, when they finish playing and come back to work with me in the summer, they know I'm not just going to work with a dude. No, I'm going to work with my dude, Dre. That's my guy. We family for real. So I think having that kind of family environment makes me different. It's more family than business.
Okay. So you mentioned how you want to coach for Michigan State University.
That would be my dream. That would be my absolute dream job. Yeah, that's my dream job. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what can you bring to the table when you get the job? Notice how I said when you get the job, because you're going to speak into existence.
When I get the job.
You already got the job. Life's just late.
I don't want to be the head coach at Michigan State. I would love to be an assistant at Michigan State. The kind of guy, the culture that Tom Izzo has created, that's the current head coach, has been there, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 29 years and counting. The culture that Tom Izzo has created at Michigan State is, in my opinion, and I'm slightly biased, but I think a lot of people will echo this, is one of the toughest programs in the country. It's one of the most physical. It's one of the most family oriented. He's one of the best communicators. And that culture has spread throughout. So you see Draymond Green, tough, physical, communicate. A lot of people don't like him, and that's cool. But he is who he is, and he is that way because he went to Michigan State. And that kind of culture, I've always wanted to be a part of it. But it also means that you recruit a certain kind of kid. Those kinds of kids is who I was, and I connect with them. So I feel like as an assistant, not only would I be a part of such a rich culture, but I'll be able to connect with the kids that speak the same language as me.
Okay. That's real.
Yeah.
That's actually real.
Yeah, come on, man. It's bigger than hoops. It really is.
Pay dues.
That's it.
All right, so this is the last question.
Okay,
We went through these pretty quick.
okay.
So what are some words of wisdom that you can give to the people that come across this video?
Words of wisdom.
Anything you wanna, you know how you tell me, I'm gonna charge you for that. You know, go ahead and give you a little
for free.
free.
Words of wisdom. I don't know, man.
You say a lot though. A lot of it be real.
But it's not it's not prompted. It's back based on our conversation.
Right.
So like basing it off, pulling it out of nowhere, I would say,
okay, let's see.
Words of wisdom. There's a quote, a John Wooden quote, the great UCLA coach, and I read this probably like 2016, and he said, "Discipline yourself so nobody else has to." That's real now, and that is one of the wisest things I think that I've read and I've internalized, because the reality is life will humble you and life will discipline you unless you do it to yourself first. You can discipline yourself. If not, you can go into the world and be however you're going to be, and then at some point either somebody in authority figure or management or life or God going to have to discipline you, because you're going to have to get disciplined.
Yeah, that's real.
You either goes back to what I said earlier. Start the journey now. Start the journey now. The younger you start the journey, the better you are, because you got to go through the process. Everything is a process. So I think we spend a lot of time just waiting around, and ain't no such thing as limbo. You got to be doing something to prepare yourself. Even when you don't know, I'll quote another guy. This is wisdom right here. I trained, Johnny Ocasio, and he was spending some time in free agency, where he had just, I think, ended a job in Nicaragua, and nothing was happening. His agent couldn't get him anything, but the way he was working out, and these are his words, he said, "I'm still working out like I know where I'm about to sign." That's how you have to, because if you don't see what's happening next and you chill, and then that phone call come and you've been chilling and you out of shape and you 5 pounds overweight, and then you get down there and stink it up, you're coming right back home. So that's something that I try to tell guys, like, you got to work like you know what's happening, even when ain't nothing happening. That's the mentality of a true professional right there.
Okay. That's okay. I like that. So I appreciate you for coming on today.
Yes, sir.
You're the first guest I ever had. So
I respect that.
So you know what I'm saying. So if y'all want more videos like this, y'all can like, subscribe. Shout out to PaidDuesBasketball. I'll see y'all on the next video.
Yes, sir.